Now, you will,
Yes, sir.
okay, you
Oops,
will.
no, sorry, volunteering for the gun, and you passed the shell around. You want to talk about your position on the gun?
You can pass that around.
No, he already did. They already did, Dad.
Oh, okay. 4 of these together in a clip is what we were supposed to drop into the breech. Here you can see the clip and the breech. The breech was about waist high. There's four barrels. I was loading over here on that one. And guys passed the shells up to you as fast as you could go. The gun could fire 2 shells in a second, so you could never keep up. But with 4 guys going, 11 of these these guns, we thought we really had a lot of firepower, okay? The breech was very thick, about like this, and it was right about here when you're going out straight. I thought, heard a lot of stories about guys losing their junk. I thought, okay, I'll just snuggle up to that breech, nothing will get through there.
Well, no, time out. The 90-year-old guy just referred to the family jewels as his junk. And I just need you to know that for 25 years he came and spoke to my students, and he always used the term, he's, an 18-year-old guy, he's worried about family jewels, man. A couple of years ago, he's talking to my students, and he looks at it, he goes, I think you guys call it your junk. Well, my students almost fell out of their chairs. I turned 80 shades of red. I don't know how my 88-year-old dad even knew what the term was. He's just a pretty hip guy is what I'm saying. Were you worried about losing any ears or fingers or?
No.
Okay.
A lot of guys had sheath knives on their belts, so if they went in the water, they would fight the sharks.
Oh, okay.
And I heard if you kicked them in the nose, they would go away. But I never had a chance to find out.
Oh, good. Thankfully.
Okay.
All right.
So now,
Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima happens to be halfway between Japan and the Marianas Islands, right here. And this is a Japanese island, had 3 airfields on it, but our B-29s could fly from there, up there, and back. But if they were damaged by the Japanese, who would put a planes to fire at them, anti-aircraft, they had something called IFF. It was a signal that told our radar that they were friendly. But that would get damaged sometimes, and they would go into the water, the plane would sink, and we thought, if we could take Iwo Jima, we'd save lives. We did. 8,000 Marines died to take Iwo Jima, but they said we saved 12,000 airmen who could land there when their planes were damaged. So, we want to take this island, and we were there for 3 days, starting on the 16th. There were several carriers, and
how close were you to the island, Dad?
3 miles about.
Okay, so you could.
All you could see, you never saw the island. There's just a cloud of smoke, a constant battle, fighting. Anyway, the B-29s that were damaged would show up on our radar at 60 miles out. We'd send out 4 fighter planes to shoot them down if they were the Japs, and we'd go to general quarters. This went on for 3 days. We were in general quarters so much, it was just something. And this 3rd day, 60 miles out, the skipper said, let's just wait till we hear what the Combat Air Patrol says. There'll probably be 29s. Well, there weren't. And now 60 miles out, the plane's flying fast. There was hardly any time. General quarters sounded. The bugler went da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. But that's general quarters. He added something. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. I never heard that during the year or so I was on the ship. That meant on the double. So I was in the chow line, ran across the flight deck, got on my gun, put on my steel helmet, and I heard safety's off. It's a little lever on the breech. You moved it, otherwise it wouldn't fire. Wow. So I'm looking around. This is happening at the same time. A suicide plane came from the back, destroyed the launching. We had launching things here, and killed a lot of guys up at the back. Now we can no longer send our planes off. Okay, that was a smart move. Out there's a landing pattern that everybody flies in before they land. I'm looking out there. I see 4 planes in the landing pattern, half-mile out. They look like F-6S. They're not. They were suicide planes. They suddenly became 4 abreast status. My gun is like this, always. And they didn't go like that or like that. What did that tell you? That bam, they're shooting straight out, they're coming straight at us. And you'd say, were you afraid? Damn right I was, but I still kept dropping the shells in, okay? I thought of my mother and I thought she will miss me.
Why?
Anyway,
Why would she miss you?
because I'm dead.
No, because you're your.
Oh, her favorite son.
Oh.
We'll get this right.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all of a sudden, there was a big crash, and plane part, water came up and hitting my helmet, plane parts. What happened was, that suicide plane, we collectively shot the right wing off just before it got there, and it dropped ahead of us into the hull, made a hole you could drive a semi in. The rest of those planes all successfully crashed into the guns and burned. They had gas tanks and 2 500-pound bombs. That's the result, fire. It was unbelievable. 130 guys died, hundreds had burns, horrible burns. And